I wanted to bring you back out here to this beautiful spot. I recorded one of the videos in this series back in the month of November from this location, but it was looking much different at that point in time. And normally in January, weather-wise, it would be too difficult to be out here in what's typically really cold weather and snow and ice. But it's kind of a balmy day today. So I thought I'm going to do my 30 minutes of silence in a different way and then record this reflection video for you from this pretty place so you could see the change. So I did a walking meditation today. I haven't included those so far in this series, and I wanted to try that. It was really a beautiful experience. I love to walk. I do that all the time. I'm often leading a llama when I'm walking and enjoying the trails in our woods or the edge of our hayfield. Today it was just me and nature. And the phrase that kept coming across my heart was hold space. I'm not really sure what all of that means in terms of what I should be sharing with you. I've heard people talk about that in some of the educational videos that I've been watching about getting a better sense of self-awareness and about practicing silence and using meditation. I've heard that phrase used around the concept of prayer. I'll just share with you what's coming to mind for me right now. If you ask me in a week or a month, I may have learned some more things about that phrase and I may talk about it even differently. But I like for these little videos to be in the moment, so I'll just share what was coming to mind. As I was walking, I was looking around at the scenes of nature and realizing that nature itself gives us a lot of examples of holding space. So for instance, if you just look at the beautiful flow of the creek behind me, the creek bank is holding space for the water. And it seems just right for today. But there will be times in the spring when the water will be so high, it will be spilling over the banks. And where I'm standing right now, I wouldn't be able to stand. I would be whisked away in a rush of water. It sometimes overtakes our hayfield and parts of our pasture if there's a heavy snow melt and a rain event. Sometimes that happens in the summer if we get a lot of storms and heavy rain. But then as I was taking that concept of holding space and going a little further with it, I was thinking, well, the edge of the woods continues to hold space for the water. Or our hayfield makes a nice place for the water to rest if it can't all stay in the banks of the creek. And if you think even bigger, where we are standing on Earth, the earth is holding space for us. I've heard instructors talk about it in terms of, holding space for a thought you might be having or for a loved one, maybe for somebody that you're having a struggle with in a relationship, holding space for them. So right now I'm thinking about, I just talked about the water could be spilling out of the banks in a storm event, but the land here is still holding space for the water. Think about how in our relationships, our friendships, our work situations, I often am talking about this with my clients when I'm facilitating a team development session. Sometimes it gets stormy. But if we still hold space for each other and give forgiveness and use empathy, if somebody needs to spill over the banks a little bit because of something that's going on, some turbulent times they're going through. I think that's an example of how we could be holding space. But as I mentioned, these thoughts are kind of churning for me as I have just finished this walking meditation and this walking period of silence. So I don't think of them as finalized thoughts, but they're food for thought. I love that you are holding space for me as I grow through this process of spending this time in silence each day. I found myself craving it. I did not incorporate silence in the morning and was really looking forward to this afternoon. I knew as the weather was doing what it was doing, with being kind of warm and balmy, that I was going to do the silence outside, and then I had the idea to do the walking meditation. So I appreciate that you're coming along with me, learning as I'm learning. Hopefully, you're trying this out as well. Let's do this again tomorrow. I love you, and I'm holding space for you.